You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
All right, y'all, we back to BG. What we talking about? Episode 22, I think, 23, something like that. I don't know, man.
Look at the
description. I don't know what episode it is, man. I got my dog SMITTY with me. I got my dog Chip with me again. Y'all know him as Coach Green. What's up, y'all?
What's up, baby? What's up?
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. I had a question before we even get into the shits. Like, so what do a Cowboys fan wear on the day where everybody in the world
I knew it was
green?
coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it, man. When he said St. Patrick's, man.
When everybody in the world wearing green, like, what do a Cowboys fan wear, dog? Y'all got green.
We are green because we keep believing Jerry.
That was a good one. I see what you did there. Hey, man. Before we get into it, I had something about St. Patrick's Day, yo. I've been deceived my whole life. Well, I don't want to say deceived. I just wasn't given all the details. So today I went to the base. I went to the BS to grab a couple things, and this man walked past me and said, "Hey, yo, you just made sure you're not gonna get pinched today." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? Why would I not get pinched today?" Did y'all know the thing about wearing green for St. Patrick's Day? Like, if you don't wear green, somebody can pinch you to remind you that you. I didn't know that. You knew that?
I didn't know that. I had no
idea. I just knew you had to wear green. I didn't know, like, if you didn't, like, random people could just come up to you and pinch you. Now I'm mad because if I knew that, I would have never wore green all these St. Patrick's Days. Like, I wish somebody would. Keep your hands to yourself, man. Just to stay on the topic of the Cowboys real quick. I don't want to start the slander early, but you got some questions to answer, SMITTY.
Let's talk about it. Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's get to it.
What
we talking about, BG?
I let it go a couple days before I asked you because I wanted you to really think about what's really happening in Dallas. And
it's not just question.
Not just what's happening in Dallas, but what's been happening in Dallas.
It's a simple answer.
DeMarcus Lawrence obviously left. Oh, let me set it up. DeMarcus Lawrence is obviously gone now, and on a recent podcast, he straight up said, "Oh, I always loved Dallas. You know what I mean? I got family down there. I got homes down there. But one thing I know is I would never win a championship down there." Wait, so you
and I was ready for you to ask me that because I was ready to roast D-Law up. I've been wanting to talk so bad about that because it's funny hearing DeMarcus say that, right? Wasn't he a leader or a supposed leader on our team for the past decade? Am I right? Am I right or wrong, Coach Green and PG? Wasn't he supposed to be a leader for our defense?
I'm listening to you. I want you to finish.
All right, so if you a leader on our or quote unquote leader, and you saying you knew you wasn't gonna win a Super Bowl, don't that reflect you then? So it's like you tried to be smart and clap back at a team that didn't pay you because they're saying, "No, we're gonna pay this young stud over you," but you try to clap back at them, but then you make yourself look dumb because in the last 4 years, and Michael Parsons only been in the league 4 years, he got more sacks than you, and you've had a bigger contract than him. I looked up all them numbers. I was like, wow. I said, D-Law, you took a real big shot, boy. That was real good of you and real clever. But you were probably one of the highest paid defensive players on our team until Trayvon Diggs signed his contract. But this young guy who they're choosing to pay over you, he's only been in the league. This is 5th year going on now. He's had more sacks than you, and you two play the same starting position. You would think that D-Law, you would have had some double-digit sacks with a Micah Parsons on the other side of you, right? Wouldn't you, PG?
I hear a whole bunch of excuses coming from you.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not talking about. I'm gonna go into about the Cowboys about what we do in free agency. I'm just talking about DeMarcus Lawrence first off with the whole. I knew I wasn't gonna win a Super Bowl. Well, his show is hot out here. Why don't he go into specifics about it? Are you saying I don't think Dak is good enough. All right, I agree with that too, and I'm pretty sure about 50% of the NFL fans would agree with that.
50.
Maybe
50.
60, maybe
Oh,
60.
But
But I mean, a lot of us would agree with that. Or what you gonna say? Jerry doesn't know how to just fill a team and stay out the media. 99.9% of the
but that
sports world will agree with that.
I
But
tell
if you're
Cowboys.
saying, "Oh, I didn't think that none of our players stepped up when it was time," that's why I didn't feel we went well. DeMarcus Lawrence, you are our leader for the last decade. Why you ain't telling them to step up?
It's not about just telling them to step up. Like they still got to play the game,
Why
and
he didn't
people
play
got
the
to
game? Because he
execute.
should show by his play.
I
But the
mean,
youngins that's out there is getting better stats than him.
but you don't know what the scheme is when it comes to that. Like it's because of him that he could be getting sacks. I mean, it's a team sport when it comes to
Because of
that.
who? Mike? Him and Mike are getting
I
sacks?
mean, the defense. What I will say is, I tell Cowboy fans this all the time.
Go ahead, Cook. Let me hear this.
They get mad at Jerry Jones. He need to get out the way. Jerry Jones pay y'all.
No, he definitely
He
paid.
always
He
gonna bring
paid.
the stars through. So, in my opinion, I didn't think he necessarily does things bad as far as who they bring in and personnel and who he play. I just think y'all soft. I just think y'all
I
soft and
agree with that
entitled a
all the
little
way.
bit.
I tell them
And
that. I say it all the time.
and for Lawrence to say what he said, like he is in the locker room, he can say that. That's the part of being a free agent. I don't think I can win
Doesn't
here.
that mean that he was part of the reason if he's supposed to be that vocal leader?
It could be whatever you say, but as a professional, he gonna say he has the right to say, I didn't think I could win a Super Bowl there. So I'm going somewhere where it's new and I'm gonna
And
get
that's
paid.
why I was waiting for you to speak on. He said he didn't think he could win a Super Bowl in Dallas, but he could win a Super Bowl with a rebuilding team.
he simply was answering the question.
That's
They
it.
was asking him about his feelings about Dallas, so he
Right.
spoke with Dallas. They didn't ask him, "So, do you think you're going to win a Super Bowl in Seattle?" I'm sure if they asked him, he would have said yes, which is what he's supposed to say as a leader of that locker room. And I'm sure
Correct.
if he was still as a Dallas Cowboy, he would have said they were competing. But now that he's not there, he can be honest about what he saw over the last 10 years, and y'all just weren't ever going to compete for a championship.
He'd rather go to Seattle.
So
Bye.
I got a question to that one too, because the year that we probably was gonna win a Super Bowl was the year Dez got robbed for a catch. And there we go with that one. I heard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you get mad at Jerry, like I said, he paying y'all. He paying people. And now he at that point where it look like he ain't paying like nobody. He gonna let everybody contract expire
And
that's how
that one
good
I
y'all
can
gonna do.
understand on him. It's like, bro, I gave you Dak 60 M's. You played what? 5, 6 games for us this year? CD, I give you a pass because CD, you did your thing. You was top 3 receiving yards until we knew we wasn't gonna win, and we just used that little shoulder injury as a way to say, go ahead and sit, bro. You got your stats for this season. You can get your little bonuses, but just sit.
That sounds
Micah, we
soft.
seen what you gonna do. No, I'm gonna tell you why it's not soft. It's like our Sixers right now, right? We know we're not gonna win. What is the point of y'all going out there and try to win? We need to get a draft pick because our cap space is fucked. Excuse my language, but it's just, to be honest, it's F. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
done. So the best
Yeah.
thing we can do right now is the Sixers.
Soft.
Sound like a Jerry Jones problem if y'all cap
And
space.
it is a Jerry problem because if you see all these free agent signings we got a bunch of 1 year 6 million, 1 year 4 million, a bunch of good fillings, but it's a bunch of players that I got to draft good, which I'll give Jerry his benefit of the doubt, like you said, because he has drafted good over the last 5, 6 years. He has been coming up with a lot of gems, but the problem is when you come find them gems that do good, you got to pay them eventually. Don't make that face because I could go down the list, PG. I could go down the list. Tyler Smith, Trayvon Diggs was a second round pick. Tyler Smith was a first round. Michael Parsons was a first round.
You're naming a whole lot of you're naming a whole lot of early round picks
Hold up,
who
I'm
are
about to give you
supposed
one.
to
I'm
be
about to
good.
give you one.
So don't tell me he found any
Hold up.
gems.
Oh,
He
yes, he
got
did.
Micah
Yes, he did.
Parsons.
Hold up.
He got Micah Parsons.
Jaron
He
Bland.
got Diggs.
Jaron Bland.
Like, come on,
Jaron
you act
Bland.
like he finding people in the fifth round. That's not finding
Get
gems. That's
him.
drafting who's
Bland was
there.
a
He
third
drafted
rounder.
who was
Get
there. He
him.
drafted who
Jaron
was there.
Bland
He
was
didn't
a
find
third
no
rounder.
gem.
Bum
Can't
ass
find a
Cowboys.
gem
Jaron Bland was the
at the
third
10th
rounder.
pick.
Listen,
No,
man,
but
I'm
seriously,
ganged
man,
up right now. So even if
that's
right, I can't win. All I'm gonna
That's the
say is this:
craziest part.
what Jerry is about to have to do in free agency in the draft is he's about to have to make lemonade out of lemons. I'm talking about fresh squeezed lemon because he paid a bunch of lemons, and a lemon that is the story. Matter of fact, I don't even want to call Dak a lemon. Dak is a mop without the bucket and without the mop head. He's just a mop stick, the guy that you push around because he's just there. And I don't care what you try to defend about his numbers. It's easy to put up hella numbers when it's the fourth quarter and you're down by 3.
You think I'm gonna defend his numbers?
No, I didn't know if Coach Green was gonna defend his
Oh
numbers.
no. He a bird. He Eagle too.
No, time out. This is why I'm a killer that because I know a couple Eagles and I'm blood related to them that take up and swear up and down for that. I'm talking about they'll fight for that, and he's plays for us.
Smitty, let me give you a little tidbit. You know what I mean, you can take this how you want, but what we do as Eagles fans to you Cowboys, like because y'all are a joke now, we like give y'all a different type of confidence. Like we want y'all to keep that. We want y'all to keep the same way y'all kept Romo around and he couldn't win a playoff game. We want y'all to keep believing in Dak the way y'all believed in Romo so y'all could go into y'all 40th and 50th year not winning. So understand that the people that's fighting for Dak really just hope y'all keep him. That they don't really believe
And you know what? Let's talk about Joe Burrows in this contract. I'm in a situation where I could be right and I'm not going to be right either way. And I deal with this on a daily basis in group chats and everything. So I don't want to talk about the Cowboys with you Eagle fans because I can go to my iPad and pull up stats, and y'all two are gonna still find a way to let me know that I went to a Yahoo website that isn't legit.
To close out this segment, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to let you guys know that pretty soon the Cowboys will have the highest paid quarterback, the highest paid wide receiver, and the highest paid defensive player. And
you don't have the highest paid receiver no more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot somebody just got paid. Good segue, man. Let's talk about these big.
I wait a minute, because this is going to go into another conversation that me and you had earlier.
Well-deserved bags. Let's talk about these big, well-deserved bags that have been given out in the NFL over the last week. Most recently, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase finally, Cincinnati decided, hey, let's pay our guys. The only problem I have with it is you waited so long that you had to. I don't want to use the words overpay because there's no such thing as overpaying. There's no way to overpay for a talent like Jamar Chase. But because you waited so long, because you franchised T. Higgins, and then that number just kept going higher and higher, and now a team who clearly has an elite quarterback, who clearly has a top 2 receiver. I say he's one, but I'm not mad if anybody says Justin Jefferson is better than him. And then you have an outstanding number 2.
That you paid to be a number.
And knowing that you only have that and play around with their money so long, and then when you do pay him, yes, a lot of people are saying, thank you, Jamar Chase finally got paid. Thank you, T. Higgins can finally have a long-term contract and not think about getting franchised. But then I also look at that GM and say, you're stupid.
As hell.
You just gave out all that money to do the same thing you've been doing. Jamar Chase can have 200-yard games here and there, 2,000 yards receiving. If Joe Burrow does not have protection, that will mean absolutely nothing. So congratulations, Cincinnati fans. You got your receiver locked up, and you got your number 2 receiver locked up. But just be prepared to see the same football you've been seeing. Joe Burrow putting up amazing numbers, throwing the ball 55, 60 times a game. Jamar Chase having outstanding numbers. T. Higgins being the probably number 2, if not number 3, best second receiver on the team. And you're going to probably win about 8, 9 games. If that's what y'all want, then all be it.
5 years.
This is where I'll be looking at. I'll look at football.
I'll let Coach go first.
They crazy.
You know I love Burrow, so I'm gonna go off on this one. But
the GMs could be better. They could be more creative in their trades. For example, like I would have been traded that. I would have traded that. I would trade that next year without blinking twice.
Oh my God!
No, hold on. And for T. Higgins, like I would have loved to see him get paid, but they about to lose their star defensive end
Yep.
because of that. And so, like, I would have got back so much value for him because he's so good. Like, go ahead and get paid, but let us be able to send you. Let us be able to send you here. Let's do a sign and trade, and let me get these picks. Let me get the value for you. That's just how it should work. That's how y'all work together. Because I do want to see you get paid, and they just don't do it like that in the NFL. And I think it hurts them.
Wait. Don't say they, because Howie Roseman would have looked at this situation. Howie Roseman would have looked at this situation 3 years ago and knew when should we trade T. Higgins to make sure our money is right for building the team. Cincinnati has been selfish with their money for so many years. They paid Joe Burrow and then they held all their money for years and years. They've been. This is before Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Cincinnati's ownership and GM refuses to pay people, and this is what they get.
I read something today where they said they had compared them to Smitty and
Go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking.
And they was like how they just overpaid like $100 million, like and comparing their contracts. It's like, and I'm like that. I was like, that's crazy.
I'll put this graphic on the screen when I do the edit real quick, Smitty. I'm sorry. I'll put this graphic on the screen when I do the edit. But I did get this post today. In the last 3 seasons, Smitty and A.J. Brown, 505 catches, 7,000 yards, 47 touchdowns. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, 503, 6,500, 55 touchdowns. More touchdowns, less yards, less catches. Obviously, the postseason numbers, I don't even think I need to say those because
you ain't gotta talk about that.
I won't even use those as leverage. But just their regular season numbers, very comparable. But then you look at their average salaries, 57 million. 57 million is A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith's average salary, and now 69 million is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And don't get me wrong. Please don't think this is me saying that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins combo isn't phenomenal. Please don't think this is me saying that A.J. Brown is better than Jamar Chase. This is not me saying Devontae Smith is better than T. Higgins. But hear me out. Ooh, let me cook for a second. Y'all told me that my quarterback was average. I hate to keep going back to my quarterback. Super Bowl happened. Put some respect on his name. But y'all told me my quarterback was average. So if my average quarterback, who was on a run-first team for the last 3 seasons, can produce the same numbers for his receivers as the elite guy, because I think Joe Burrow's elite. He is 1,000. The same numbers.
What a Super Bowl.
What's the difference? What's the difference? You see the difference in how a good GM builds his team. Yes, we realize that Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are phenomenal talents, but they have to buy in to the fact that, hey, we're going to get you the ball when needed. We need you to be great blockers on this team, and we're going to throw the ball to you once we soften up once that linebacker core start creeping up, once they start loading the box, we're going to do. And they still get their stats because I'm telling you what their stats is the last 3 seasons. And I'm telling you what Jamar Chase and T. Higgins stats is the last 3 seasons. My quarterback is average according to everybody, and that guy is elite.
You know what I say already, so I ain't even.
Before I cook on this session, I'm gonna respond to it.
I'm not even done. I don't even want you to finish that. I want to hit you with one more punch to the gut. Let me hit you with one more punch to the gut before I give you the floor, Smitty. One of the guys I was having an argument today, he said he's a Bengals fan. He said to me, he showed me this year's stats from Joe Burrow, and he showed me Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and he showed me Jalen Hurts, and he showed me those numbers. And I said, yeah, man, they did have more touchdowns and more receiving yards. They did. But they had to throw the ball 55 times. I hope that your receivers get a lot of yards when you throw the ball. My quarterback only throws the ball 25. So if throwing the ball 25 times is producing the same things, go ahead, Smitty. I mean, if what I'm throwing out there is not obvious to the people watching, I'm just saying, I'm not telling y'all to tell me that Jalen Hurts is elite or that A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith aren't top tier receivers. I'm not telling you to tell me that they are. I'm just telling you to ask yourself, why do you call these other people elite? But then when it comes to this guy, Jalen Hurts, and my team, I know I could be biased because it's my team. But when it comes to my team, we average. But these elite guys, keep on getting paid though. Hey, shout out Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Shout out y'all getting paid.
First, before I go in on the Bengals, shout out Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Y'all just got life-changing money. Jamar Chase, you deserve it. BG knows how much. BG used to look at me and I'd be like, Jamar Chase better than CD Goat. He'd be like, wait a minute, you just called him CD Goat but said Chase is better. I'm like, Chase a bad man. So shout out on him. Chase, you just set up the future receivers now getting able to change their life.
Yes, they kicked the door open.
Shout out that T. Higgins. You just made the second string of receivers be able to say, no, if he able to get close to 30, I should get 30 then if I get better stats. So shout out to both of them for changing the market for them.
But correct that. They're not second string. They starters. They just
not the number one option.
Yeah,
they just number two. Right, Coach. Right.
That's a good point because I don't like when people tell me Devontae Smith is such a
Devontae Carter. He's just not the first. He's just not.
Let's be clear. That's a Heisman Trophy winner on the other side of AJ Brown. On the other side of AJ Brown.
But what I'm saying is, right? Congrats to them two men for getting paid. Y'all got life changing money. BG and Coach Green. Y'all, I broke down to y'all. BG knows I'm always pro athlete. Get your money first, then chase the legacy. Because the legacy going to be there if you do it right. The bag might not. So I'm always going to be get your money first.
Right on.
But the Bengals, I want y'all to hear me close. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Y'all got to be the dumbest franchise ever. Y'all got to be the stupid. And I thought being a Cowboy fan was crazy. But y'all the dumbest franchise ever. You mean to tell me you could have paid Jamar Chase when all he was asking for was $35 million last year? You could have paid him that or the same contract CeeDee Lamb got, but you said, no, I'm a franchise tag and make you wait. So I got to pay you almost $41 million. Right. That's dumb. That's dumbness number one.
They was hoping he didn't go bananas.
Yeah.
And because he went bananas, they lost this one. They knew they had to pay. They knew they had to pay.
And then option two, since we're speaking of second option, let's talk about T. Higgins. A guy that you might have only had to pay $20 million. Probably not even more than 25. You just had to give him close to 30 because you franchise tagged him to start last year. And then you just got to franchise tag him again this year. Hey, Cincy, I want you to know every owner in the NFL is probably hating you right now because all they second option number receivers is looking at y'all like the cash cow because of y'all. And this is my third option. Y'all have the NFL sack leader on y'all team this year. He also was in the top 3, if I'm not mistaken, last year, too. So you knew you was going to have to pay him. So now you're in a position where it's either I keep him and let him be a franchise tag and let him go bananas to the point where, shit, we got to either pay him or he's going to walk. Or you find someone that takes him this year. But you can't do that because since you paid 2 receivers and a quarterback almost $300 million each or $400 million each for 3 players, now you're in a spot where you're going to have to trade your defense in. Probably not going to get the shit that you should get back for him now because everybody knows what you have to do with him. So Cincinnati, I want to give y'all a round of applause. Y'all just won the award for dumbest franchise in all of the NFL.
I want to see if they franchise tagging.
Oh, they are. They have no choice.
The defensive end.
Oh, yeah.
They have no choice, coach. What are they going to do? Let him walk next year for nothing?
We'll see.
Ain't no we'll see. They have no defense. What's Joe Burrow do for what? Was it close to 5,000, if not 5,000 this year, right? And me and BG had a big old thing. It was all over because I said Joe Burrow, if he had a defense, just a bend not break defense, just a defense that could win a game or 2 for him in the season, not go crazy, not be the 2001 Ravens, not be the 07 Giants, just not be the Legion of Boom, just be a defense to say here. Joe Burrows, you only got to throw for 200 yards this game. We gonna win the game for you.
We're making a lot.
Joe Burrows could win MVP. Joe Burrows would have won MVP last year because he would have been the playoffs. The number, it's not excuse. The number Joe Burrow put up last season, if
he had the ball at the end of the game, huh? He had Honda. He got the ball to close out the game. He got to win the game. That's what the quarterback do.
This is why I double back. each time he had to close the deal, he did it, and his defense went back and let the other team score.
I ain't buying it. You got the ball last. You better find a way how to
He
win.
elite. He's still good. I get Joe
I
Burrow's
give
props.
him that.
I give him
Joe
his props.
Burrow's
He
got
is
it. My
good.
point is this: Joe Burrow's got to throw for 6,060 touchdowns this year if they want to
Yeah,
win 8 games.
we'll see.
Again, man, the Bengals not addressing their offensive line.
Got offensive line, they secondary, they
I mean,
linebackers.
don't get me wrong. They do still have the draft, and we do still have a lot of available free agents, which we'll get into in a second. But yeah, man, I just think they just doing it the wrong way. I mean, yes, Joe Burrow is a talent that should be higher, one of the highest paid quarterbacks for sure. Jamar Chase should be one of the highest paid receivers for sure.
Find another T. Higgins. Just get to it, BG. You can
It's
find
the way.
another T. Higgins.
It's the way
No,
they
you
did
can't.
it. It's the
Yes, you
way
can.
they did it. It's the way they did it, though, Smitty. Going back to your point, if you just sign him for the right number a year ago, you're fine. Then you got money to throw to other players to improve your roster. But you're not gonna be able to improve the roster when you wait, and then give all the money to them. Kind of like
Right.
dumbass Dak and CD and what Mike about to get right now.
It's
They
like
about to have all their money locked up in 3 players. How do
it's
you
like the
build a
Bengals
roster when
didn't
all
watch
your
what
money
Jerry
is
Jones
with 3
messed up
players?
at this year. Right or
Yeah.
wrong, BG. It's like they just said, "Oh, Jerry know what he's doing. We gonna copy how he did it." You ain't just see that disaster that happened last season.
Some of the people of note that I just want to go over real quick that did sign career changing money, highest paid free agent up to that date, defensive tackle Milton Williams,
Oh man,
Super Bowl champion, former Philadelphia Eagle Milton Williams, $63 million guaranteed.
that make the Eagles look so good. Go ahead, brother. Get your
Go out
money.
there,
Go get
you
paid.
go out there and produce. You go out there and produce, and this is the thing you can get, man. I hated to see him go, but I do understand that
Right.
we had to let him go. Go get
Right.
your bag, and we're still
Right.
good. We're still good. Sam Darnold to Seattle.
He really
Josh,
signed a 1-year deal though, Sam Darnold.
yeah,
If you look at it, it's really just a 1-year deal.
it's a 3-year. That's really if you do something this year, we'll keep you. If you don't, yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We had two big name receivers move. Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith. I know not big name anymore. I know they're more towards
Devontae Adams still big name, baby. Don't do Devontae like he still put up close to 1,100 this year. He just with the Jets, and you got to think you got to go into context. How did Aaron Rodgers look this year? That was your matter of fact. You had a quote about Aaron Rodgers. You said, as much as I love Aaron Rodgers and LeBron, they could be little crybaby sometimes. Didn't you say that to me?
I do hate the way Aaron Rodgers handles life. Like I like his talent, but I think him as a person, he be doing too much. He be doing too much. He be doing too much. He
He's
definitely
the definition of drawing for an athlete.
I am so baffled about him possibly going to Pittsburgh.
No, he's who, Devontae? Or Aaron?
No, Aaron.
Devontae in LA. Oh, Aaron,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. How are they like they are supposed to sign Russ back and let him rock out with that receiving core. And
Then he got DK. He was already with DK. Yeah.
Yeah, but that offensive coordinator, I just feel like they're dropping the ball. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna let it play out. No deals have been signed, and I just think everybody playing possum with it. But Pittsburgh, I'm not feeling them right now. I'm not feeling their moves, and I feel like if they miss on this, they're gonna be set back another 10 years. And I think this might be the end of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh.
And that's messed up because Mike Tomlin ain't never had a losing season. Ever.
No.
I don't think it'll be the end, man. Pittsburgh has shown me time and time again they don't just
they're so resilient.
They don't flip flop like, okay, we might have a year where we just trying to figure it out, but Mike Tomlin's going to steer the ship and make it not look bad while you figuring it out. You know what I mean? Like it's ways to have a bad team. Like his bad teams is 8-8, 9-7. Well, now with an extra game, 9-8, 8-9. Like they always, and then they fight in every game. Like it's different ways. I don't want to say they're tanking, but it's different ways to figure out the rebuild. And Pittsburgh does it well. They stick with their guys. They stick with their coaches. They keep their core. They keep their leadership, and they just figure it out the next year. All right, what do we need to add this year? I don't like Aaron Rodgers going there, though. I
No.
will not like Aaron Rodgers going there. I would not like that at all.
No.
Aaron Rodgers is definitely at the top of the available list, though. Listen to these names, yo. Like, think about these names that I'm about to say, and I want y'all to like rewind in your head like 5 years ago, and imagine these people just being sitting there. Aaron Rodgers, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Von Miller, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett. The list goes, like, it's some veteran guys that a bunch of veteran guys that, I mean, this young talent. That's why I made that face at you, Smitty, when you said the Davante Adams thing. I think Davante Adams' name still rings bells. It still holds weight, and people still respect him. But just like we had that conversation on the pod a few weeks ago, at some point, these OGs might have to move aside for these young guys, yo.
Oh, no,
these
that's
young
definitely, I
guys,
agree with that.
and I think when I say that statement, a lot of people hear, "Oh, you telling me that such and such is better than him all time?" No, not all time. I'm saying today.
Right.
His name is his name. He's cemented. Davante Adams is one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game. But I don't know if I'm putting him in a top 7. I don't know if he even makes the top 7 anymore, Smitty. There's some young killers out there.
What young guys?
Let's just go fast. Let's go fast. Jetta, Chase. We'll all agree on these. So we all agree Jetta. We all agree Chase. Right?
CeeDee Lamb. Let's stop the BS.
CeeDee Lamb is not better than him.
What?
CeeDee Lamb not better than Davante.
Man, hey, listen, man. I know I'm getting ganged on by Eagle fans right now, but let's stop it. CeeDee Lamb is better than Davante.
I'm gonna let you take up for yourself, Smitty. I'm not gonna help you. I'm gonna let you take
No, I don't even want to get into that one. I don't got.
What does Davante Adams do better over the last 3 years? Let's just do the last 3 years. We're gonna go a small base than CeeDee.
We want to go.
His route running is better.
CeeDee one of the best route runners in football right now. That's what makes him so good.
I was about to say my top 3 route runners in the league right now is Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb, and Cooper Kupp. I'm not saying they're the best receivers. They route running is insane. But Davante route running is crazy.
Like that, bro.
Davante route running.
Davante still like that. I just had an argument with our man Carl because he tried to say Davante. When I posted the thing in Facebook, I said Davante got signed by the Rams. Him and Matt Stafford. He was like, Davante ain't had no 1,000 yards. I said Davante just had 1,000 last year, Carl.
You got CeeDee Lamb over AJ?
Yes. You look at them numbers.
Man, you tripping. All right.
Hey, listen. Hear me out. Let me explain why.
Let me hear. I'm gonna help you a little bit, Smitty, just a little bit. I will say, because of the type of usage, the CeeDee being better than AJ argument is okay with me. The way they use CeeDee is undeniable. His receptions is way higher than AJ, and his yards is way higher when they play equal amount of games. I hate to say he don't only because of their usage, but only because he don't dominate.
No, he don't.
I'm not about to take up for CeeDee Lamb. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not taking.
Let me capitalize off that. You know where the ball is going when we throw the ball, right? You know where the ball is going, right?
I know that's why we turn y'all over.
Yeah, who had hope? You turned Dak over, but Cooper Rush was our main guy this year. And CeeDee was still putting up 100-yard games with a Cooper Rush.
It don't matter. It don't matter at all. When you go in there, when you talking to AJ Brown blocks way better than him.
CeeDee blocks? That's how Rico Dowdle was able to still get 1,000 yards.
I said he blocks way better than him. I didn't say he didn't block.
Okay, AJ Brown blocks better.
AJ Brown blocks better than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, but he's not better than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Yes, he is. I'll let y'all go ahead. Listen, he gonna win one-on-one matchups. He more physical. No, I like the.
Well, no, CeeDee is. I give CeeDee.
CeeDee. I told you already what's wrong with the Cowboys. Y'all saw. So you gotta understand what I like. I like gritty players. I like physical receivers. I like receivers who are all around, who gonna block all the way up the field. They ain't gonna be prima donnas. Ain't nothing prima donna about AJ. AJ getting right to it. He getting right to it. And Smitty. Smitty go over the middle, put his head down,
CD
take some
just
hits,
played
get
with
right
a
up.
shoulder sprain this year and still
Man,
gave you
out for
a
the
third in
season.
the
Out for the season. If you can,
That was
you can
he
hear
was
it.
out for the
Out
last
for the
3
season.
games. He was out
Out.
for the last 3 games.
Right. He quit. He hit the reset button.
The way it
didn't
looked like he was out all season. The way y'all record looked.
Man.
And
He said,
don't
what
do
did he
that to
say this
CD.
year?
CD still
He
put up
said,
his number.
he said, I can't catch in the dome when the dome is open. The sun is in my eyes.
He said,
Come on,
"Close
man.
the curtains, Jerry.
Close the curtains, Jerry.
Close the curtains,
Man.
Jerry."
All right, man. Move right
AJ
along.
not
Don't give
better
me the
than
best.
Tyreek Hill.
Man, whatever. Who not better than Tyreek Hill?
AJ.
How we get to AJ? We was trying to name 7 receivers. We was trying to name 6 receivers that was better
I
than
got AJ in
Javonte.
my
Why
top
you
6.
start? Why you start? But why you start slandering my man though? We was trying to come up with names for
Yeah.
Javonte.
No, hear me out. Because when
Yeah,
when Coach Green said AJ was better than CD, Jamar, and Jetta, that's when I said, what?
What?
You talking about a guy a Jetta that almost broke? If I'm not mistaken, he might have broke the receiver that record that
That's
Cooper Kupp
cool.
broke.
Hey,
You talking about Jamar Chase, the Triple Crown leader? You
yeah,
talking
Russell
about
Westbrook
CeeDee
averaged a
Lamb,
triple-double
probably
for
the best route running receiver that can play slot at number 1 and gave you 1,700 yards with being the number 1 guy.
Russell
You
Westbrook averaged a triple-double for 2 years straight, and we ain't never called him the best player in the NBA.
But we called him the best point guard.
We ain't never called him the best point guard. We definitely ain't never called him the best point guard. He just was a great player that did some great things. That's it. That's what he doing. He getting the stats. But that
So
don't
you
make
telling me that AJ Brown, because he blocked, he's better than them 3?
I told you because he's all around. He's more physical. He dominates one-on-ones. You can't just go one-on-one coverage on AJ.
You can't one-on-one coverage them guys either.
You can't one-on-one coverage.
That's not true. I seen Slade. We smacked Minnesota.
We did.
And Slade had like 2 picks.
And Slade locked like that was 2 years ago. We locked down Jet. Slade locked down Jetta. But AJ ain't never been shut down.
I ain't saying all that. I'm just
saying. That's what I'm saying. AJ had been.
I
ain't had his days. Chip, don't say it like, because he got locked down at one time that he just not good.
To say, see, y'all don't make me be biased. It's just when I'm talking about my birds. But
I'm green though. But I'm still a realist. I still think AJ Brown. I still think AJ Brown's number 3 in the league. I think he's number 3 in my opinion.
But and see, when you put him at number 3, I ain't arguing with who's order, right? But he's a top receiver.
He with them. He with them. He with them.
Whoever he's with them. He's with it.
I want to run something down to you. 1,100, 1,300, 1,750, 1,200.
How many playoffs?
I mean, he ain't got none, but a receiver don't just win the playoffs.
Look,
as receiver,
we gotta
ain't
say
just
where I'm from. Like we used to have a saying. I don't know who was meat in the Catholic League, but like in the pub, we used to be like, if somebody averaged 30 and they went to Gamp, man, we ain't respect that 30. You just had 30. Like we ain't even playing in the fourth quarter against y'all. Y'all gonna lose by 50, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't respect that. You gotta win. What we doing when it's time to win? And those players always show difference. It's a difference in all of them. And I just don't see that. And again, I'm in Dallas all the time. I tell them all the time, like, when I hear y'all speak, y'all just privileged. That's all that's wrong with y'all. They're not gritty enough to win in football. And that's just how it goes.
I'll give you that opinion on Micah. Because I feel like Micah, we've been praising him so much that he just feels like he gets on the podcast, don't get it wrong. I'll say certain stuff online just to get people to get interactive. But I feel like Micah done got praised so soon that he just feels like he's amongst them as far as defensive players, which he's a very talented and great player. But it seems like Micah always has an excuse at the end. That's why I feel like Micah always got an excuse. So I'll give you that as far as Micah. It feels like he's just been handed something without having to work for it. I will give you that with Micah.
Wait, say that again?
I feel like Micah, he says a lot of foolishness is that he's up there to be talking like that when he hasn't done nothing like that. Because if you look at Micah's playoff stats, they're completely different than his regular season stats. He's almost like the Joel Embiid of our team.
It's crazy how you be throwing me live, Smitty. It's crazy how you be throwing me live, Smitty. You just described a Cowboys fan.
No, I don't feel
Entitled.
that way.
Look. Entitled. They think they won something. They think they did something. They talk about what they did, and they always out there, and they get all this praise, America's team, and they keep telling you they this, they keep telling you that, and then they have no success. You literally just explained Cowboys fans. So Micah seems to be fitting in perfectly. Micah is fitting in perfectly. Smitty, hear me out. You may be one of the few Cowboys fans that'll look your team in the face and tell them they suck. But 99% of the Cowboys fans are going into August saying, this is our year.
But
the same shit they've been telling us for 30 years.
When they say that,
This
you
the crazy
hit them
part.
with the Rick James. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, baby.
No, but this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Let me tell you, I was out here when Romo threw that pass.
The pass to Dez.
And I thought it was a catch, right? I just knew they was because the Super Bowl was out here that year. If you remember, and Pittsburgh played in the Super Bowl that year. But
no, that's not the year Pittsburgh. That was the year that actually that same year was the Marshawn Lynch not getting the ball on the 1 yard line.
No, it's not. No. That was like 2009 on the catch.
No,
and they lost to Green Bay. Green Bay won the Super Bowl. Green Bay won the Super Bowl.
That was the year that Tom Brady beat Seattle in the Super Bowl. I still remember that.
No.
Season, that season almost made me not like football no more. I remember that like the back of my head.
Listen, how can they have beat Seattle when that catch was in the conference championship game and it was against Green Bay?
Nah, it was in the second round.
Hey, Chip, you must have bumped all your head if you think the Cowboys was in the conference championship. Chip, what did you just say? Conference championship. They've been there since '96. They have not been in the game before the Super Bowl since '96.
They was in the second round. They was in the second round.
We lost to Green Bay. That's the year we had Marco Murray, Dez, and Tony. That's the year that DeMarco Murray led the league in rushing. Dez led the league in receiving touchdowns.
And then he came to us and was trash.
He really wasn't trash.
No, that was Chip Kelly.
We didn't know how to use him. Chip Kelly didn't know how to use him. Chip Kelly was trying to run him out of shotgun formations, dog.
Yeah.
That was
Chip Kelly came here to blow our team up. That's what he came here to do.
I feel like it, dog. I feel like he was the Daryl Morey before Daryl Morey.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Sixers.
Well, we can talk basketball, man. We talked football for a long time, man. We can talk basketball. This is my topic right now. I've been wanting to talk. I've had this conversation with like 7 people this week, and one of my conversations last night got pretty heated. One of my friends, he's a Bucks fan, so obviously you know who he thinks the MVP is. But man, I want to talk MVP. I want to talk MVP, y'all. I personally, I'm gonna give y'all my 5 currently, and after I give my 5, I'm gonna give y'all the floor. But this is currently my 5. As of about 3 days ago, it moved to Joker at 1. It's been Shea at 1 for me all year. Joker just moved into my 1 about 48 hours ago. Joker's my 1. Shea's my 2. Tatum is my 3. Giannis my 4. LeBron my 5. Y'all got the floor. We need to figure out who the MVP is because a lot of people are saying it should be stats. A lot of people saying, well, it should be stats and winning. Hey, what about the fact that Donovan Mitchell only got 12 losses? Why he not be? This is a tough year. I'm just telling you what my top 5 is. I told you I'm gonna give it to you. I'm telling you what my 5 is. Right now, BG, thinking he knows basketball, don't even have Donovan Mitchell there. But how is that possible? I think this year is going to be one of the hardest years to tell somebody they're the MVP individually. Because as I look at my top 5 and think about my top 5, everybody underneath somebody that I spoke of can trump the other person if I really go into detail about why I think they're better. It's so crazy. This is going to be a close race. So that's my 5. Tell me how y'all got it shaping out. Who y'all got as y'all leading candidate right now? Who's being snubbed? Who's not being talked about? I know I might have threw the lob just now by mentioning Donovan Mitchell, but
you definitely threw me the hoop, and I jumped in the air for it.
So, Smitty, I'm gonna give it to you first, man. What you got, man? How the MVP race looking to you?
On everything, because my 5 is this, really my 2, but I'll give you my 5.
And that's the thing. So before you go, I think it is a 2-man race, but it's going to be every voter gets 5 votes. They have to give. So I want to talk about the top 5, but I do think it's between 2 players currently. But I think that 5 is
My
crazy.
vote is Shea Gilders. I'm gonna get that out the way. SGA. Shout out my cousin Steph on this one. Because I kept remember actually BG, you remember I was Ant-Man. Ant-Man's the next. Ant-Man, he got a lot of off court distractions that he needs to go handle. I'm not gonna go too deep in it, but just as a father and a man, Ant need to go handle that. I know you might not be happy with the choice of the female or whatever it is, but we all make mistakes in life as men, women. We all make mistakes. You got to live with the consequences, just like you would be happy with the gift you would receive. You got to deal with the consequences sometimes that come with the decisions we make in life. So, and he got a lot of off court distractions he need to handle. So I was wrong about that because BG, my cousin, a couple other people kept telling me last season and the
He's
season
still him
before that was
though.
going to
He's
be
still
SGA.
him. He's still him. He coming still.
It's
No
still
diddy.
him, but SGA is really him. Yeah, but SGA is my MVP. But my top 5, I had SGA, Joker, Tatum,
Same 3.
Giannis, and then
Same
I
4.
had Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
Donovan
Huh.
Mitchell, like no disrespect to LeBron. I know
That's
you
not
God,
it. That's
this
the
and that.
thing.
I know disrespect to LeBron, but LeBron,
I,
no.
I
But
led
that man Donovan Mitchell done
I
it.
led up this conversation perfectly. I told you I think this is going to be so close that it's not disrespectful to say LeBron's not in the top 5. It's not disrespectful to put Donovan Mitchell in your top 5. The top 7 players all got a shot, but I think it's only 2 people available. But go ahead.
That's what I said. I gave my 5, but I really only think it's a 2-man race. Shea Gilders got my vote. What he got 13 40-point games. His team is number 1. He's just gone for 30. He's
Hey,
so efficient. He's
Smitty,
showing you that you don't have to jack up threes. Take it
Smitty,
inside. Get a
is
little
the
mid
40-point game is the 40-point games against the playoff teams. I don't even
playoff.
care when he scored 40 against Chicago. Oh, congratulations. You scored 40 against some low level dog. When he is on the stage in front of the people they say is them, he show up crazy. He show up crazy. What you got?
I get it. I'm gonna say this. First off, you already know how high I had LeBron on my list, and of course he's moved down since he's been hurt. And when he comes back, depending on how he come back, if they go and they finish in a 2 seed, yeah, Bron definitely deserves to be in that top 2 category. He could easily win the MVP. But there's no doubt that Shea is definitely killing. Joker is definitely killing it. I agree with you that this is going to be one of the hardest ones. And I think by it being so hard, it makes you look at the longevity and not just the season. It makes you look at the consistency all the way through. And when you look at the consistency of all of these guys dominating the league, that's praises to the league and praises to them. But the one who been doing the longest is LeBron. And for him to have been doing it that long, it's like, dang, we can't even snub him if we wanted to. We done snubbed him so many times, and yet he's still here. So, but if he didn't win it, it makes you also look at a guy like Tatum. He's steady winning. It don't matter if he was number 1. It don't matter if he is, you know what I'm saying, number 2. He is still dominating. And when I think about Giannis, right, just ask yourself, in the second round, are you really confident that Milwaukee is going to beat Cleveland?
I hate when you do that.
No, I just wanted to ask that question.
But I hate when you do that. I hate when we talk about MVPs. You keep telling me what they're going to do in the playoffs. It's a regular season award.
Because if it was about the playoffs, Joel Embiid shouldn't have no MVPs in his show.
But I understand that. But it's just like when we talking superstars, and Giannis, you went to the championship, and then you went home in the first round, and then you go home in the second round, and you have not even been back to the conference finals. Where do we look at that? Like, I can't give you no MVP on that. It's just you get numbers. I don't see no dominating. I'm just saying that to say, when I'm thinking about Shea and I'm thinking about Tatum and Joker, like Joker been to the finals and then second round, but he has been dominating for what, 5 straight years, and it's been incredible.
But
I don't
what
know
does that? But how can I? You
But that
can't
dominance
go
doesn't have nothing to do
if
with
you
this.
were a voter. If you were a
Right.
voter this year, you can't tell me about that. Like, imagine if the voters all had to go in a room and give their reason why they voted. You can't tell me that in the 2024-2025 season, somebody deserves the MVP because they've been to the finals 2 years ago. You can't use that, Chip.
No,
For
but
this year's MVP.
no.
That goes
What
to
I'm
their
saying,
Hall of Fame ballot, not their
no.
MVP of that season.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm talking about the length of how long they've been dominating. So, like, when I'm thinking about Tatum, conference finals, conference finals, conference. Like, he's been dominating. He's been like, it's been steady. He's been dominating for steady years. So it makes me feel like, okay, he deserved it. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna go higher. Like, he's not gonna go. Like, he's not gonna have the games like Shaq. He's just not gonna have those games because that's not how they gonna win. But it's steady. LeBron, he's not gonna average 40, bro. He's gonna average 27, 8 and 8, and it's gonna be
Well, then if
dominant.
that's the case, Kevin Durant, no matter what the Suns' record is, should be in the MVP. If we're gonna bring in other
No,
and his
because
years of dominant scoring,
but that's how y'all make it seem like, well, Kevin Durant should be because of the scoring and the. No, the wins matter. The wins matter. Like I said,
Jay's number one.
this is going to be so hard, right? Like, picking an MVP is going to be hard this year, but it's going to be hard because it's going to make you look at so many different things. Like, Joker really been killing, bro. Like, for a long, like, that's unheard of. The only person.
That's what I had to. That was a part of my argument with my boy last night. I was like, I think you got to realize when you look at these top 7 players for MVP,
The criteria.
they all are phenomenal. Like,
Yes.
I think he was thinking when I was saying Giannis was 4th on my list, he thought that was me saying Giannis is trash. No. They're all great.
Right.
But when I pick my MVP, between all greatness, I got to use something to separate them. So if I'm thinking about what can separate them, I gotta go. He told me something. You tell me about team stats. You telling me about them winning. So what, they winning, but that don't make him the MVP. Giannis is asked to do so much more. I hear you, but I'm just telling you, all of them are playing phenomenal. So what else can I use to separate them?
Right.
I don't know what else I can use besides, you know what? Well, when Shea stepped in front of the best players in the league, he scored 40 on them. Like, he give them 48 and 6. Every time he played an MVP candidate, he cooked them. I gotta give him an extra little push than what, because like last night, Milwaukee, because the conversation happened because he texted me in the middle of the night before the game started, and he said, "Are you gonna watch the real MVP in SGA tonight?" I said, "Excuse me." So that's why we started getting to the back and forth about Giannis and SGA. So about halfway through the game, I said, "See, this is what I'm talking about." He said, "But Giannis played like crap and still almost had a triple-double." I said, "I guarantee you would have traded that triple-double for a win."
Yep.
That's the difference. Shea had a great game and won. It's levels. So that's why I have Shea as the MVP. Because when he steps in front of guys like Giannis, it's not just about, let me get my numbers. I'm going to get my numbers, and my team is going to beat the dog shit out you. We're not even going to keep it close. We're not even going to let you think that you had a chance. If anybody watched that OKC Milwaukee game last night, this episode will be out tomorrow, so it'll be 2 nights ago. But nobody looked like the MVP of the league in that game except for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Do you think? Just wanted to ask this question.
Go ahead.
Off topic a little bit.
Talk, man. You know we here.
You got OKC going to the finals?
That's a tough. That's a tough.
I have OKC as.
Because I just told you what I think about what Jimmy and Golden State. And they digging their way back now, Paul.
OKC is the best team in the West by far. I think they're a close second to the best team in the NBA. But I do understand. I've been watching basketball my entire life, and I do understand that playoff basketball is a different animal. And I'm not saying they're not ready for that animal. Please don't think that I'm saying, okay, see, not they ain't battle tested yet. They got to go through it. But the people that's there, I know been through it, and I seen been through it. You got
Mhm.
one of the hottest teams in the NBA that I'm watching right now, Golden State, with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. We all know Jimmy Butler is a whole different human being the second the playoffs start. You got
Mhm.
Denver. You got LeBron and Luka on the same team. Like, let me say that again. LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the same. Like, it's hard for me to say OKC is the favorite or even my favorite, but
Mm. Mm.
I think if they're going to go to the finals,
Mm.
they have to go this year. If you have a season that they had and losing like the second round,
You
Mm.
start looking like the Sixers.
the season that they've been in like lower digit losses all season, Smitty. Like they barely
Mhm.
what they got 16 loss. What's their record? I'm gonna pull it up right now. Give me
56
two.
and 12.
They got 12 losses. That's three. Like 12 losses is losing 3 series. Imagine if they lost 4 games quickly, just like that. I could see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do think OKC is ready for the playoffs. They are built the correct way, and they will be something to be reckoned with. But I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous to say, yeah, they my favorite in the West. I'm scared to say that yet. Ask me that question
April 15th.
right after the last game of the regular season, and I'll give you a more definitive answer. But I'm scared to say it right now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay. Can I ask you another question?
I'm here. Look, what you think I'm running from smoke? I don't duck
Think,
no smoke.
you think Boston going to the finals?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all
Yes.
see that?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
Y'all
don't have.
see
believe in
that?
Doc Rivers
I don't
with
have
Milwaukee.
any type of thought of any team out east being able to contain what they're able to do offensively and defensively. That team is scary.
So, but you see what I asked you, and you see how y'all came up with that? That's why Tatum is the MVP.
No.
That's why, right there. Like,
No.
it's not even a doubt. He in second place.
Hey,
The Cavs is
didn't we just talk about stuff getting handed to you when we was talking about the Cowboys? The East is handed to Boston.
no. The East is not
Yes, it
handed to
is.
nobody.
SGA
Not
got to
handed to
go through a
nobody.
gauntlet and might come out bruised up to get through that West.
What you think Tatum going through?
Milwaukee and Doc Rivers.
That's a gauntlet. They going through a gauntlet. He going through a gauntlet. He got to send Giannis home. He had to send Embiid home. He had to send Jimmy home.
Embiid's been home since the Olympics ended.
I'm just telling you, everybody got to go, and he been cleaning them out.
If
He
you
got
had
to
said
get some.
Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, I would have agreed. But
For what am I going to say Giannis
Embiid,
for
the
when
moment
Tatum
you
is
said
better than
Embiid,
Giannis?
coach, this just offset everything.
Why would I
Embiid been
say
home since
Giannis?
September.
Why would I say Giannis over Tatum when Tatum is better than Giannis?
No, I'm saying that if you had said Giannis and Donovan, that like Tatum has to go through them two, I'd have been like, it's not a gauntlet, but it's still a tough 2 series. But you said
Tatum going
Embiid,
through
so that
whoever.
kind of discouraged that because you even know that you counting Cleveland out. You're like, no, he just got to go through Giannis.
No,
I'm
you
really
peep how
not.
he just skipped over, but you ain't. You notice how you asked me about the first place team out west. You
Right.
skipped straight to the second place team in the east. You asked me if
I
I
just
believe the OKC, and then you went to Boston. Boston ain't in first.
no, but I asked you. But the question was, do you think they're going to the finals? And without doubt, you said yes.
And I understand that, but why'd you go to the number 2 seed? Why you didn't ask me about Cleveland?
I didn't ask you about Cleveland because I knew that everybody thinks that Boston is going to the finals. And my point was to show you why Tatum really deserves the MVP. Because we can sit up here and be like, yeah, SGA is putting on the show, which he is. Like, I don't want to take him away from it. But the shows has been going on. We just been missing the show.
I don't think I disagree with you. I'm gonna go back in brief history. There was a time a few years ago. If you'd have asked me, do I believe Golden State's going to the championship? Yeah, they got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. But that doesn't mean because I was so confident in the answer that Kevin Durant should have won MVP or that Steph Curry should have won MVP.
They should have. One of them should have won it.
No, There was no beating that team. The second that team got put on paper, like my homeboy called me the day it happened and said, "Yo, I'm not watching NBA. Like I know they're gonna win the championship." Like,
but watch this. I am the one who called it while they was in the series with OKC.
Well, that's dumb. Like, why would you think somebody would be that soft to do some shit like that?
It wasn't soft. It was the best move possible. And look,
a business decision.
Hold on. Let me no.
The best move possible to do what?
On the court and off the court. Because of how they fit together. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, KD, it's action. KD need people to move around him, not stand around him. The reason he gonna always get his numbers, the reason why he can't get wins and their offense look bad is because everybody stands around him. Curry and Klay are the ultimate movers. They move through lanes. They move. They come off screens, and you got to respect it. Therefore, it gives him all the space. And they shoot, and which that's what he loved to do.
But so Should be not telling me nothing that we don't know. We know this was the best situation for him.
This is what I saw already, and I was like, if they smart, I'm getting him a free agent and free agency. And if he's smart, I am going to go there because I'm going to dominate, and that's my way that I can be one-on-one against LeBron.
BG, I agree with your narrative that you're like, bro, you're too great to be doing that. But like Coach Green said, it was smart from both standpoints. Golden State, we can argue, might only have 2 chips right now without KD, right? We could debate that. They beat Boston.
Right.
They beat Boston. They beat Boston that time.
Oh, you want to count the ball? You want to count the ball? I don't think they would have ever got back to that without KD.
I mean, they didn't get to that with KD though. You got to think about it. The year they beat Boston, that was a brand new team.
It wasn't a brand new team. That was from trading Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah, they did get them draft picks.
Yeah, those picks was from KD. Yeah, so if you don't got KD, you don't get that.
Them draft picks ain't do shit in that championship.
What I was saying though, BG, is listen, I get what you're saying.
They ain't do nothing in that championship run against Boston.
Yes, he did. Jordan Poole. That's how Poole earned his money.
He's so trash.
Moody earned his money.
He's so trash.
But listen, I get your point, Jizzle. I definitely understand it. But I agree with Coach Green. It was a smart move on both of them. KD, you're not winning in OKC. Y'all done did everything y'all could do. You and Russ, you and Third. It wasn't going to work.
But you know what's so crazy?
One could argue he could have went to with Kawhi and San An. We see how that Kawhi and San An shit panned out. It says his best chance of winning a chip over them 3 seasons, I should say, was going with Golden State. Golden State's best chance of beating LeBron James while he was in his prime over those 3 seasons was getting LeBron James kryptonite in the NBA at the time.
First of all, that wasn't LeBron James' prime. LeBron James' prime was in Miami. Not to mention, LeBron James' prime has been 22 years. That's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, why I don't get why my guy LeBron making his decision, the smart basketball decision to go with
I never had a problem with it.
And Bosh go, but Kevin Durant's is a good business decision.
No,
I never had a problem with LeBron. The only time I get mad is when guys try to say LeBron didn't join it. Dwayne Wade was in his prime. Other than that, I have no problem with LeBron doing that because Cleveland wasn't going to help him get a chip. We all know that. That Cleveland Cavaliers organization at that time was too stubborn. They were not going to help LeBron get a chip.
This is the problem I have with our modern day fans, media, and everything. Like, we soft, we weak. Like, what if I told you that those 2 moves was the 2 best moves in basketball? The game needed it.
The game didn't need Kevin Durant to go first.
Yes, it did.
The Warriors had just won 73 games that year.
Yeah,
the game didn't need Kevin Durant to go to a 73-win team. I don't care what you say. They did not need one of the best players in their history to go to the best team in history. You're not telling me that we needed it.
This.
You can say it was great to see, but don't tell me we needed it.
We needed. I'm gonna tell you why we needed it. We needed it for 2 reasons. First reason being, you needed it so you could see the power of the player. The power of the player to be able to go to where he wants to go when he's a free agent.
But that was already there though, Chip. Free agency was always free agency.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is free agency was always free agency, but it always had narratives behind it. Like, oh, if you leave and go to this team, it makes you weak. You need to stay here and retire here in this one spot so they can pack you up at the end of your career and send you away like luggage, trade you anywhere. No, you need to have player power and do what's best for you. His portfolio was awesome after that. So the game needed to see that.
What was what?
His portfolio was crazy after that.
You out of your mind. What was insane about his portfolio?
What, after that?
Yeah, the championships. That's it. Because that's it. That's all. Because that's all KD got is the championship.
He got more scoring titles than Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan.
All he's ever done is lose since then.
I'm sorry, hold on. I wasn't talking about on the court. I was talking about off the court.
Oh, I thought you were talking about on the court.
No, I was talking about like the player empowerment. I was going as a whole from player empowerment. But on the basketball side of things, if you remember, when they lost that final, teams was able to leave Barnes. It was his contract year, but they was able to leave Barnes. Cleveland left him. He couldn't hit shots. We're not paying him that money. We're going to get at the KD. Those shots going in now. Now you got to stay on KD. And that is what you needed. And we saw great offense from that. Great up and down ball move. That's why we seeing what we seeing today. So
today we're just seeing a bunch of threes get
chuck ups. Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know what you talking about. The game I'm seeing today, 5 out. 5 out. Who gonna shoot first?
And let me tell you,
it gets terrible. It get hard to watch sometimes.
That comes. The bad teams, yes, they do play terrible. But the good teams, bro, they play hard. They play hard, and you see them move the ball. The ball movement, you will see it. Now you need to see it more.
Good team that don't stop. There's one good team that jacks up a lot of threes though. Often
they play D.
That's the thing.
That's the one thing that makes up for
it. They can afford it. They can afford it. They can afford it. They're one of the.
They play elite.
That's what people don't realize. That like the Warriors team with KD, they was a top 3 defensive team.
Look. So
it was the top 3 defensive team in the league that year. Like, yeah, they were shooting a lot. They can afford to shoot a lot because guess what? You not going to score on me either.
Right.
So if we missing,
I'm gonna tell you how much of a student of the game I am. The year they went to the finals, right? They was winning all them games, and I'm like, all right, I got to see it for myself. I told my wife, I'm like, I got to see it for myself. We going to the game, I got to see. We went to the Mavs game. They was playing the Mavs, and I'm watching them play defense, and I'm talking about. They denying way outside the 3-point line. They ain't letting dollars run nothing. They looked like a souped up college team. I said, oh yeah, they real. They schemes is mad real. And then when you look at Draymond and what he's able to do, the way he plays defense and the way he can play multiple positions defensively and anchor the back in that paint like that, yeah, they got a chance this year. They're going to be serious. They're going to always be serious.
And Jimmy could take that off them, too. When they need Draymond not to do it, Jimmy could do the same thing Draymond.
Jimmy do it on the perimeter.
5. Maybe he can't play the 5 like Draymond, but he could do other things.
You know, they're going to be different when they get Kuminga back. I say that.
He back already. He came back last game. Last game he came back. Yeah. So he getting back in the mix of getting his minutes, getting ready for the playoffs. He came back last night, I want to say.
Right.
The last game. I don't know if it was last night or if it was the night before, but yeah, I think Kuminga came back the last game. So,
well, they in the dogfight tonight.
All right, cut that. All right, before we close, we gotta talk about the big stuff, man. The big stuff we hear is March. Hey, yo, I'm gonna edit that out. Hey, yo. Hey, man, it's March, y'all. It's March. Get y'all brackets ready. I hope you got your brackets ready. The girls' side and the boys' side should be interesting. I don't even want to talk about this. I'm going to leave the floor to y'all on the men's side to start off because I'm not happy with my team.
Your team shouldn't be in it.
But we playing before the tournament even start. I've never been a fan of. I laugh at the teams that got to play before the tournament start. And now
I remember.
my team is playing before the tournament started. You know, my brother called me, Smitty. My brother told myself, "Hey, dog, y'all made it." I said, "Dog, get off my phone, dog. You know I'm not. You know I'm not like it." Now, Smitty, watch this. He a Duke fan, so you know he was just throwing a jab at me. He told some, "Hey, dog, y'all made it." I said, "Dog, kiss my ass. Man. You know I'm pissed off." But what
They
y'all
not
think,
really
man?
too happy because unless they get to Sweet 16 or Elite 8, Cooper Flag might be out.
Cooper Flag, I think he's gonna wind up staying in school. He should. I would love for him to stay in school. College basketball need him. He can make bank while you in college, bro. Like if you're really paying attention and you smart in your investment, college is the way to go. You get paid, not as much pressure. You can learn. You're not on no timetable. It's all
I do
about
agree
you
with
and
those.
you maturing, and it's a
I
different ball game.
I agree with that point, but I personally believe there are some people that are bigger than the college game. LeBron James did not need to go to
Need
college,
power.
and we knew it. I think Cooper
Mm.
Flag, I agree with Chip. Don't think this is me disagreeing with you. Even though I hate Duke and everything they stand for,
Mm.
I agree that Cooper Flag. I told my man the other day, I said, yo, I really can see Cooper Flag staying in college and being a modern day Christian Laettner. Like I'm gonna be the best player for all 4 years, and then I'm gonna go to the NBA, and I'm gonna have potential. I think he's better than Christian Laettner. Don't get me wrong. I think he'll have a better NBA career. But I see that. I could see him being in college for 3 years. But then I also understand that, y'all, he's ready. His body is ready. His
He can go
mind
to a
is ready.
Charlotte.
He can play in the NBA
Right,
now.
but
And
that's the
I think
problem.
it's hard to tell a kid that has the talent of Cooper Flag, hey, it would be better. You could be more of a Tim Duncan type player than a LeBron.
No,
Yes, LeBron had a great career, and yes, you could possibly reach that ceiling, but you could also, if you stay in college, you got a better chance of being a Tim Duncan type player because you're so talented and better than everybody here. You could make a legacy, and the legacy, oh, it's just making my blood boil to say that. To build a legacy at Duke is unmatched. Only
yo,
other place that it feels better at is North Carolina, Kentucky,
right.
Kansas. Like it's only certain places that 4 year experience, the chance of competing for a national championship for 4 years. Like you know how great it had to be to go to
I,
Villanova the last
yo,
couple years. Like you know
yeah,
how amazing that probably felt. I never
right.
forget that feeling when I first went to college. I told myself, I don't give a damn if all of a sudden I unlock this magical bag and I do become an NBA level talent. The way I grew up, I wanted to be in college for 4 years. That
Man,
shit looked exciting.
man,
Now there's so much money in the NBA, and don't get me wrong, there's NIL money that they can touch now, and they are touching now.
that's
But it's hard to tell a kid, hey, you can make $4 million if you go to this college. You can start off making $80 million if you come to the NBA if you have the talent. And I think
right.
because Cooper Flag's game is so
But
advanced,
he ain't gonna
I think
start
he's ready.
off. But he ain't gonna start off. He gonna start off with a rookie contract. He's
He's
gonna
going to
start
start out
off.
with a rookie contract, but he is the most touted
Uh-huh.
player
Right,
to come out this
right.
year. So
So
therefore, forget my rookie contract. My endorsements is where my money gonna be. But hear
voila.
me out. Hear me out. Yes, he can do that with NIL, but those numbers get way higher when you're an NBA player than
No,
when you're a college
but
player.
here's the thing. Everything you said was right on the nose. Right? Like when I went to college, I was one of those guys, and this is why I love college basketball, and I really love it right now because I love seeing these guys get paid. It was nothing worse for me than being in college and not get paid for all the stuff that I had to go through. Don't get it twisted. I ain't complaining. My life is great. I lived a great life, and I enjoyed my college career. Right, but if I was getting paid, I want you to think about it. He could get drafted by Charlotte. Don't nobody want to go to Charlotte. I could get drafted by the wrong team. So what I
I'm
want,
gonna be honest with you. I would go to
Charlotte
Charlotte.
ain't a bad spot for him.
I would go
man, no,
LaMelo and my
LaMelo,
man Brandon
no,
Brandon Miller, and Mikael Bridges.
no,
I mean, not Mikael Bridges.
no.
What's the other Bridges?
Bridget,
Brandon Miller.
yeah,
Miles
yeah,
Bridges.
yeah. Listen, no, no. I could stay at Duke. I could, he with these kids, what he is probably going to make next year in endorsements is going to be crazy.
But that number could be higher in Charlotte.
It could be.
Now, I'm not saying I don't want him to go to China. Please, Sixers, let get the first pink ball. Okay, go ahead.
In this point, I would say
Don't wish that on him.
don't chase the bag. It's coming. Chase the game.
Chip, but that's the thing. You're giving the right message, and I 100% agree with you. But I'm only playing devil's advocate and telling you that it's hard to tell a kid to chase the game.
Yeah,
they are so focused on chasing the bag, and I agree. And that's the thing. I don't want my points to seem like I'm disagreeing with you. I 100% agree with you, but I just know how they are.
As Duke, right? The University of Duke. I expect them to be highly intelligent, and I expect them to invest in his future so crazy, and show him what he can make 40 years from now with that same money and keep him there. Like, it just seemed like he is the right player to do that. He is the right player to do that. And it will help college basketball tremendously. Tremendously.
But what makes you think that's Cooper Flagg's thought process? Why? I know. Again, I think when I'm saying these things, it sounds like I'm disagreeing with you, Chip. I agree.
No.
But what makes you think Cooper Flagg gives a shit about college basketball?
The way it just seemed how quiet he is about going to the league and like having to go in there and play with them guys and even just get thought about being lost in the shuffle or whatever. It just seems like it's better right now at Duke. If you get what I'm saying, like he got his own lane. Like if he stay another year, he got his own lane. His own lane to really just dominate like he want to and then go off. He gonna be number one regardless.
I'm gonna say one thing that I really don't want to say, but I'm gonna say it. Yeah. The only problem with that is he goes to Duke. You'll never ever be bigger than the name on the front of the jersey, no matter who you are. Zion Zion couldn't be bigger than Duke.
Zion was huge.
He was huge.
But he ain't even play it. He didn't even play that many games.
And that's the thing. This to them. I'm just saying to them. What's on the front matters. You know how the blue bloods. The blue bloods.
But he only was there 1 year.
And won a
all these guys we talk about are 1 year guys. Like this is what I mean by staying.
Oh no, I've always thought stay is the option.
Need that guy, that guy who stays and dominates. And maybe leave his junior year. They need more of those guys. And that's what's missing with college basketball. They leave so early all the time, so all the talent just goes.
Do you think it's fair? Do you think it would be fair for the NBA to go back to the age policy?
No, I think we should be able to go. I think they should go. They should be able to go into the NBA out of high school if they want to.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that question because I agree. Because there are kids that just don't need to go through that process, and some people that are ready.
Most people need to go through it. James popular kid in another 5 years, and that kid, like you said, BG, he does not need to go to the NCAA.
Certain people just don't
go to the college, the NBA, because I'm not saying that kid is going to be as great as LeBron, but I'm saying his popularity and name is, so it's going to be like, don't go to Duke or Kentucky, go to the Brooklyn Nets or the Wizards or somewhere.
I know one thing, I got St. John's in my Final Four.
I haven't filled out my bracket yet, but I do.
I haven't mine either.
I honestly have. I got Auburn walking through this joint, yo. I got a weird feeling Auburn will walk through this. I got a feeling Duke. I got a feeling Duke isn't going to make the Sweet 16.
Ooh.
That's my big up. I got Duke. I got a feeling Duke ain't even going to make the Sweet 16.
If they don't make it to the Sweet 16, he definitely coming back.
Oh yeah, that's unfinished business. So I know he'll come back for that. I hope he come back. We got this funny joke on the Sixers podcast right now. We changed the moniker. Remember, in the bum ass and Embiid days, it was trust the process. It was the process was the tanking years. We had to go through the process. So we calling this one called capture the flag. If you've ever played Call of Duty, we're calling this tank season capture the flag. So I would love for the Sixers to have a shot at getting Cooper Flag. But
they did a good job tonight. They made it exciting, but still lost.
They tried to win. We was cooking early.
That's why I
We
said
was,
Quentin Grimes trip over something on the way home.
oh no, he's not
Man,
going to actually get hurt. We about to just shut him down. Management about to cut that shit out. If you making it
why?
look,
Why?
they
He
making
better
it.
play the whole season.
Why?
So we
Because
can
he
be
need to
the
get
laughing
better.
stock of the NBA.
Wait, Smitty. Because what?
He need to get better.
I know he needs to get better, but he's making the games too close. He's making us look like we're gonna win, and management ain't trying to win. The same way they just did they literally just took the Joel Embiid blueprint from 2 weeks ago and fed it to us again. I felt like it was the same exact tweet. After getting a second opinion, Paul George is hip. We're shutting him down for the season. He got a third and fourth opinion. I felt like I read the exact same tweet. It's obvious, Philadelphia 76ers, you're tanking. If you think that doing this and seeing all these fake doctors and putting out all these tweets is making the NBA not investigate you for sitting players that are actually able to play, you're mistaken. We are
They're
going to
not
be
going
in
to
an
investigate him.
investigation. It's more than obvious we're tanking. Every player of value on this team has been shut down. It's obvious we're tanking. Every single player. We don't even play Oubre no more, Smitty.
I know.
Oubre? We don't even play Oubre no more, dog. I don't know how we got to the NBA. We on college basketball. So my pick, just off the top of my head, I really like the way Auburn is playing. I'm taking Auburn on the boys' side. And I got my upset being Duke losing early. Duke losing earlier than expected. Duke losing earlier than expected.
I actually got Auburn too, but I haven't looked at my bracket fully. But I do like what Auburn's doing. I watched them near the end of the, and I said I like Auburn to walk through it. I don't know if
They're
I
not
have them
walking through it.
in the Sweet 16. And as for my girls, I'm going to ride with Diamond Street Dawn. But I like Juju. I don't know if Juju can push through that whole tournament, but I would love to see it from her. I would love to see it.
Since you brought it up, let's just real quick. We're gonna talk the women's bracket just for about 5 minutes. This is about to be an amazing women's bracket. The big
Believe
names
it.
are. I believe the big names are going to show up in a big way. The Paige Beckers of the world, like you said, Juju Watkins of the world. Like these players have been playing at an elite level all year, and I think their basketball game rises in the tournament, and we're gonna see some good basketball, man. I'm excited. I'm going with Dawn too, by the way. You know, I will never, as long as Dawn Staley is coaching in college basketball, I will never not pick South Carolina. I think this year will be one of the toughest years for them, but it's Dawn every day, all day, twice on Sundays. I'm rocking with Dawn every time.
It's going to be tough.
It's gonna be. That's why
It's going to be tough.
I made sure that I said, look, I'm rocking with Dawn, but this is gonna be this is the one that's gonna say, yo, if she wins this one, yo, put her name up there. Put her name. Go sit her right next to Pat Summits and Gina Oriemas. She is a program builder, and even when the chips aren't always the best for her, she gonna make it happen. So if she win this one, oh yeah, she's solidified on the coaching side of it. She's already solidified in my name for me, but she won this one. Oh yeah, they're gonna have to start mentioning her with the greats. With the greats.
For sure. I'm actually doing a bracket right now as we speak. You hear me? And I'm telling you, it's coming down to matchups. Matchups is everything in this tournament. And that's South Carolina in the Final Four against Notre Dame. It's going to be so electric. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That game is going to be so electric. I just want y'all to know I'm going to Tampa. I'm going to the Final Four. I always go every year. And it is amazing. It is an amazing environment. And that game is going to be crazy.
I'm kind of upset that we're not going to get UConn USC in
You
the
do
Final
get
Four. You're gonna get
no,
them
you
in
get them in the Elite Eight.
in the Elite Eight. I'm so angry. I'm so angry that they're on the same side of the bracket. Oh man, I hate that one. I hate that one.
And I'm gonna tell you who that helps. UCLA.
It helped everybody. You gotta think about it. It helped USC. It definitely helps USC. It helps Notre Dame. It helps South Carolina, obviously. Like the fact that UConn and USC are in the same bracket, It's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. I said, this is what I said. You got me on record now. I said, if UCLA can avoid playing USC in this conference, in this tournament at all, they was going to win the national championship. And now I'm looking at it. This is how it'll break down.
They're going to get there. They're going to have to play one of them.
UCLA beats UConn, right? And Notre Dame.
You mean USC beats UConn?
No. UConn beats USC.
You got UConn. You got UConn putting Juju out.
Right.
Okay.
And then UCLA beats UConn. Notre Dame beats South Carolina. UCLA beats Notre Dame in the national championship game. That's one of my brackets. That's the only way I feel like UCLA wins.
So you were just giving me the blueprint on how UCLA can win. It's not you telling me UCLA is going to win.
Yeah. No, I don't know who's going to win. You know, I'm rocking with Dawn.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I just heard you say that Dawn was going to lose, and I'm like, wait.
No. I was saying this is the only, like, UCLA got a chance to win, and believe it or not, UCLA this year is South Carolina's worst nightmare. They beat them by 20 in their house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they're bigger than them. They are bigger than them. They can bang with them, and the guard play is, I would say, more free. They play freer, and so it gives them the upper hand. So, but I don't know what happens in a national championship game, win go home type atmosphere. But I do see if UCLA wins the national championship, this is how they can do it. The same for Notre Dame. This is how they do it. It would be probably these two teams matching up. But it's nothing like, this is probably going to be.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm no shade to the men's game, but I'm super excited for the women's side. Like super duper excited. They about this. And you know who I want to get one, honestly? I know I've said I'm picking South Carolina. I'm picking South Carolina. But I really want to see Paige Becker get one this year. I want to see Paige get it? I want to see Paige get it just because of her injuries and not being able to compete last year.
Right.
She about to come out here and hoop, dog. She about to come out here and hoop, dog. This is the type of stage that they built for, like the Sabrina Ionescu's and the Caitlin Clark's, Steph Curry on the men's side. Like, it's just these type of atmospheres, it's just a day and a half in between games. Then we get 3 days off. But then we're going to play back. Like, this is what they thrive off, staying hot. And I've watched Paige Beckers for too many years not to think that she's not about to go out there and act a fool in this tournament. Absolutely. I got a feeling she about to go crazy.
Absolutely. You better believe it. And if you're watching the girls' game, the fact that the girls, on the other hand, like we was talking about Cooper Flag, the girls, on the other hand, it's really beneficial for them to stay all 4 years and build their value, get all their money, and then go to the W and build their fame.
Oh yeah, right. That's a fact. They always gonna stay. I think. I don't think we'll see a woman just say, "Yup, I'm only playing my freshman year. I'm out." I don't think we ever gonna see that.
They're gonna be going. They're going to the pros with their doctorate degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think that's what's leaping them ahead of the men's game is the fact that the men is not staying. Like, the good players, they need to stay and invest in themselves.
But you gotta understand this. How do I tell a male to think the same way as a female when it comes to the dollar signs? When the dollar signs on the pro level for men are bigger than the dollar sign. So there's really no I won't say no incentive, but there's no real push for a female athlete to just throw their name in the draft. Hell, the draft only lasts 30 minutes. It's only a handful of teams. I could not get picked. I'd rather continue to grow my game so I can guarantee my pick. But when you get a guy, I'm not saying Cooper Flag for instance, but you get a guy of that type of talent, how do you convince that kid, stay here. You can get this NIL money and be a big name here at this university. But
It's
the
all
NBA
about
right there, they so enamored with that
yeah,
NBA name, and the
yeah,
women have it right. They trying to develop their game
right.
so that they can be valuable in the NBA.
It's all about wisdom. It's all about being wise. I don't want to tell people how to get their money, but I mean, you could get listen, there's ways. There's creative ways. You got insurance policies to be able to do things in case you get hurt. But these are investments that more kids should look at, and more universities, when they pitch in their scholarship pitch, it needs to be buku investments in there. That's what I would be saying. Huh?
That's an absolute. Teach them
Yeah, it needs to
investing
be
their money.
buku investments in there, and that's what they're not doing. And that's why the game is struggling. You need to change up how you even recruiting these kids. Your pitches need to be crazier. Your investments need to be crazier. You need to put a better team around them. And I mean, that's what would make me, that would have made me want to stay in school. I know that. Oh, you got this team around me. Y'all invested in me. This is what I'm going to get 30 years from now. Oh yeah, I'm on it. I would have been willing to stick to the script or something like that. And I get it, because you can easily say, well, then somebody from the NBA give you a pitch, you're gonna be ready to go too.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And
The NBA pitch numbers are always going to be bigger. So
yeah,
it's like if I just
yeah,
if I entertain an agent for just a 30-minute phone call, that agent is trained to teach me to sell me the world. These
right.
college, these universities, these coaches, these academic universities just aren't trained the way these agents know how to make these. They know how to tickle these kids fancy. Hey,
I don't think
you like jet skis? Look, man, if you come down to Miami,
right,
jet skis like cars around here. That's what
right.
they just know how to
But the
sell
kid,
it,
but
man.
you gotta know, you gotta understand the bigger picture now, man. The kids gotta understand that
We
it's harder to get.
understand it. That's what I'm
No.
saying. The
It's
adults
hard to get
do.
in the league. No, it's
Hmm.
not even that. Like I'm looking at my guys. Like I got a couple guys. I look at UF. I look at Elijah Martin, for example. Elijah went to FAU. He killed it, and he went to the Final Four. And he probably would have gotten the NBA this year. He probably would have been. He could have been a late first rounder or second rounder. He chose to stay in school. He about to go to the Final Four. He getting his endorsement deals. Like I get it, and I understand it, and I love the way he's doing it. And I think it's going to help him in the long run. He's going to go in the NBA. He's going to be NBA ready, and he going to crush it. I think he's going to kill it when he get in the NBA from
Yeah.
this type of experience.
Again, I think everything Coach Green is saying is correct. I just also think that it's hard to sell a
It's
kid
hard.
on these things. We as adults
Yeah.
and guys who played college basketball, we understand now where we could have done things differently, especially with the way the college game is now with NILs, with all the things that student athletes are afforded now compared to when me and you went to college.
Couldn't get nothing.
Nothing. Like I'm not like.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say it again. Nothing. Like
Nothing.
it was practically nothing. So it's hard. It's hard to tell somebody that it's hard to tell a child, because at the end of the day, these are kids. They are young men and young women, but they're still children at the end of the day. It's hard to tell a child, hey, give me this. I'll give you this $5 now, and if we work it the right way, it'll work its way to 100,000 in 20 years. When somebody on the other shoulder is saying, "I'll give you $100,000 right now."
Right, but you got to know.
If
you don't know, now you
and that's the thing. One thing that I do appreciate, since I've had Coach Green on here, is he always has a positive message on how to just make it better for the next people. So, coaches, parents, everybody, please keep that in mind, man. We got to teach. Like I said, as adults, we understand what the right move is, but we got to start teaching our children, teaching these young athletes what the right idea is, because at some point they're gonna have to make that decision, and we don't want to have them making the wrong decision. So, man, I love tonight, y'all. Tonight was good. Tonight was good. It was seamless. That hour and a half went kind of fast. I felt like we was on for about 35, 40 minutes, but we touched on almost everything we wanted to. But you already know, man, we'll be back. Where we going? Where we going, dog? It's March Madness, so you already know
it's March Madness.
Soon,
do your homework.
Soon we're gonna be talking.
So are we getting the challenge together? Are we you saying?
What's up, Smitty? You have a bracket ready by tomorrow?
I'm have one ready by tomorrow.
All right, say less.
I'm on bracket number 2. You know.
Look, I usually fill it out as soon as it come out. I said, nope, I'm gonna wait until the day before. But I'm gonna break my rule, and I ain't gonna wait till the day before. I'm gonna do it tonight. No, not tonight. I'm gonna do it in the morning because I gotta edit this. But yeah, man, Smitty, holla at me, man. Tell them where they can find you. They already know, but tell them what you got going on.
For y'all that don't know that may watch this, you know the name Smitty. Instagram is Smitty_G 3 Z's. In Facebook, Smitty Lewis Sr. And of course, man, if you haven't already, it's free to do it. It don't cost no money. It don't even cost 10 seconds. All it costs is a click, hit subscribe. YouTube, enter Smitty Lewis in the search bar, or you can enter Let's Talk About It, addressing the elephant in the room. I got some nice interviews on there with some hot boxers, some of the top prospects in the nation in boxing. Got a couple of high school interviews on there. I'm working on a couple more. Me and Coach Green trying to work on something for y'all too, man. Yo, check me out, man. Hopefully by this summer I'll be flooding y'all's timeline with some more interviews, man. Just like me and BG always say, it's free to hit that button. It don't cost nothing but 5 seconds out your day. Hit subscribe. Support is free. But to get up out of here, man, let y'all know, man. I was just talking to my youngin'. Actually, he had it. I think it was like his 10th amateur fight yesterday out in Maryland, and he lost. And he was calling. He was hit me on Instagram upset. I'm gonna tell y'all this is a life lesson. Losses are not losses; those are lessons. It's the law. It's not about what happened in the loss. It's about what you do after the loss. Especially in sports like boxing, football, and basketball. I got a saying: a good ass whooping is gonna either do one of two things to a person. Good ass whooping is either gonna make you a dog and make you want to go seek blood and come back even stronger and harder, or it's gonna turn you into a puppy and you gonna hide in the doghouse for safety. You choose one. So a loss is not a loss, baby. It's a lesson.
Right.
Say less. Chip, what's up, dog? Holla at me.
Yo, hey, follow me on the gram, Coach_Green03. Hey, look out for our team. We just partnered up with EAD, Puma Circuit. My girl's gonna be playing on the Puma Circuit, man. 16U, shout out to them. We're gonna be getting it in. We looking forward to having a great summer. The spring is already looking good. Training is looking right. Y'all want to come in the gym? Just get right. Hey, get with me. Hit me up on the gram. Click the link. Give me a follow. Let's get to it, baby. You know what we out here doing. We in the gym.
For sure, man. Y'all already know what BG, what we talking about, what we do over here. All we do is support and show love, man, and give positive messages. So my last positive message for the day is, man, chase your dreams. Like Smitty said, every L ain't always a loss, man. Don't take them steps and say, I quit. Nah, keep chasing what you want, man. Because if you don't chase it, you ain't gonna catch it. We out of here.
You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?